Al Lang Stadium and the entire Tampa Bay area buzzing with anticipation tonight. Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer is back as they host Atlanta United 2. We are thrilled you're with us. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis, trying to be as socially distant as possible here tonight. Definitely.
As the 2020 USL Championship season resumes, the new-look Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC resume their pursuit of their first playoff berth in 4 seasons. Good evening and welcome to Widener Field. A little bit later than we had anticipated, but we are thrilled to be bringing you the resumption of the 2020 USL Championship season. I'm Ryan Kaufman, and with the resumption of the season comes a new format, group stages based on geography. So it's really luck of the draw who ends up in your group. But if you ask Switchbacks head coach Alan Koch, he believes he found himself in the group of death. For more on that, let's go to my broadcast partner, Roland Vargas. Roland?
Thank you so much, Ryan. As you said, welcome into Widener Field. Excited to be bringing you another season of Switchback Soccer. We take a look at the matchup comparison between these two teams. New Mexico leads all time 3-0. Switchbacks early lead in Group C after a 1-0 win in Oklahoma City in what feels like a lifetime ago. New Mexico are third in Group C, and New Mexico won the last game between these two teams 3-1. As you look at the new comparison of the groups in 2020, Switchbacks will be in Group C alongside El Paso, New Mexico, and the Real Monarchs of Salt Lake City.
2 has invaded the Tampa Bay area as USL Championship moves on here in 2020 after what has been a very difficult 4 months to bear. Our formations brought to you by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Atlanta will come out in a 4-3-3. They're led by Mo Jadama in the back. He'll wear number 3, a tremendous player, alongside Will Riley, number 16, in the midfield out of Atlanta, Georgia, his second year with the club. Riley, a player that head coach Stephen Glass is most looking forward to seeing. Ben Lungard is the goalkeeper out of Wilmington, Delaware. He is 6'5", a very, very big wall to fire through. For Tampa Bay, the Rowdies come out in the familiar 3-5-2. That unit up top with Tejada and Guenzati as lethal as ever. In 2019, Jan Ekra gets the start. He hopes to put more minutes in on the pitch this year. That back line, though, is going to be where the Rowdies, Ryan, are really tested.
Yeah, Aaron Guillen, Forrest Lasso, and Jordan Scarlett, brand new at the back, but they're all very experienced in other clubs. So they're going to bring that mentality. Coach Collins talked a lot about their mentality and bring that on the pitch for this Rowdies lineup and for the rest of the season.
The new goalkeeper is Evan Loro for Tampa Bay, out of New York Red Bulls too. Spent 11 years with the club. Definitely going to be a much different environment for him this season with a new team and an all-Scotland coaching matchup tonight. Neil Collins and Stephen Glass, both tremendous respect for one another. Coach Collins, a little bit younger, just in his third season with Tampa Bay.
Don't ask Stephen Glass that. He said he was the better looking of the two. But both two Scots going at it tonight. It should be fun. Stephen Glass, of course, from Dundee, and I believe he played for Aberdeen at the tender age of 16. So the two Scots going at it tonight.
Before we kick it off, take a look at our injury report brought to you by St. Anthony's Hospital. The Rowdies luckily do not have any on the injured list. A couple for Atlanta, Boubacar Njai, Gabriel Rosario, both on the St. Anthony Hospital injury report. Show of solidarity on both sides, as social justice a huge issue over the past few months, and players in this league as well as MLS all banding together, Ryan, for a common cause.
Well, it's players organized this ritual now at the beginning of games. Such a big movement.
We're ready to play soccer. Jan Ekra set to start things for Tampa Bay. Of course, the Rowdies in that familiar green and gold. Atlanta United to wear the all-white. Rowdies with the one victory back in early March over that New York Red Bulls 2 side. And tonight, trying to get their second win of 2020. We are underway from downtown St. Pete. Thrilled to have you along here tonight.
Well, we see immediately Jan Ekra going for that long ball, looking for Tejada and Guenzati on that left-hand side, trying to get some good field position, if you will.
Tampa Bay is Florida's most ways to play. Plan your next adventure at visitTampaBay.com. Treasure awaits. VisitTampaBay.com. Evan Loro touches for the first time. Goes 6'3". And the Rowdies just thrilled to have him on their side here in 2020.
Played for the New York Red Bulls for so long and tormented the Rowdies and the rest of the USL Championship teams for 3 long years. Now he's in Rowdies colors.
And he'll have big shoes to replace John McCarthy, doing an exceptional job last year for the Rowdies. This ball out of bounds, Scarlett touched it. Jordan Scarlett for Tampa Bay. The Jamaican, also acquired from New York Red Bulls 2. I'll tell you what, the pipeline from Red Bulls 2 here to Tampa Bay, you just sense the respect that Neil Collins has for that organization.
Well, they're definitely doing something right in negotiations, because deals seem to be met year in and year out for these two clubs. And like you said, mutual respect for both clubs. And a lot of deals have happened as a result.
Two very different sides here tonight, both under the same set of circumstances. Keep in mind, both of these sides have had about 2 weeks to fully prepare. No friendlies, no exhibitions leading up to tonight. Because of all of that, what type of style do you expect from both of these sides?
Drew, I think we're going to have a slower style, and I think that's actually going to bid well for the for Atlanta United. They play a slow possession type game. For the Rowdies, I mean, match fitness is a concern. You can practice as much as you want, but once that whistle blows, it's a whole new different game. And the Rowdies may be the ones affected the most, because they press high and they play at a high tempo. So they may be the ones affected the most tonight.
You had a chance to go down on the pitch during the pregame. How did it feel?
It is an ice cold 85 degrees with about 100% humidity.
That feels like a sauna down there right now. Stamina definitely going to be an issue, but again, 5 substitutes allowed in this new brand of USL soccer. There's Jordan Scarlett, 3rd round MLS draft pick back in 2017 for New York, found a home here in Tampa Bay.
You know, he's one of those players that Neil Collins talked about leadership. Jordan Scarlett, when we spoke to Neil yesterday, he did talk about him specifically, saying what a leader he was on his other club, and bringing that presence into that back line for the Tampa Bay Rowdies was such a huge addition to go along with Forrest Lasso and Aaron Guillen.
We'll be introducing you to the new cast of Rowdies. As well as reintroducing you to the returning players. And since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select, the official ball supplier of USL Championship, many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please go to selectsportamerica.com. That's selectsportamerica.com. And that is, I believe, Tejada on the ground right now. What's Juan Tejada looking for here in 2020 and adding to his sensational rookie campaign?
We're looking at Juan Tejada here, just seeing an inadvertent forearm hitting him in his face. We're going back to your question, Drew. It looks like Juan Tejada wants to build off of those 10 goals he had last season, try and get it up to 12 to 13 goals.
Well, it's a Morgan Auto Group corner kick for the Rowdies. First of the match, Lewis Hilton, the in-swinger for Tampa Bay. Rowdies trying to get some early position inside the box, some jockeying. Scarlett will send it back. And Tampa Bay threatening here in the opening minutes. Lundgaard rises above to reel it in.
Well, set pieces have been such a big talking point for this Rowdies team last season. Lewis Hilton, the orchestrator, number 4, taking the corner kick. He is a dead ball specialist, and the Rowdies are looking to try and conjure up some goals on set pieces to try and take some pressure off of their forwards and put themselves in pole position to try and win games and take early leads.
Here, Bashti touches in the midfield, and Tejada right there to take it away. Nickname you gave him that fits so perfectly last year, Ryan, the Fox in the box for the Rowdies. What a start he had. Finished a little bit slow at the end of the season, but what a tremendous impact and inspiration 17 had. Just
a live body, never stops moving and always pops up in the right areas because of that movement. But he picked up an injury playing for Panama U23 in the middle of the season, and that slowed him down. And that's to be expected being the youngster that he is.
Oh, takedown right atop the box, and the official right there. The question is, where will the penalty be marked here? As it was Lewis Hilton who was wrestled to the ground. And Rowdy players in pleading their case. Aaron Guillen trying to step in, and Hilton again letting our official know.
One of the questions is it a penalty kick? And also, what sort of consequence is going to happen to the defender? High press, here comes Lewis Hilton, and just dragged down by Amir Bashti. No attempt to play the ball.
Lewis Hilton, new acquisition for Tampa Bay, coming off a couple years in St. Louis. Going to be counted on big time, and a red card issued here in the opening minutes.
Amir Bashti put the referee in a very, very awkward position. Lewis Hilton came in and picked his pocket, and Bashti had no intention of playing the ball, used both hands, grabbed Hilton from behind, dragged him to the ground. It was a clear goal-scoring opportunity, and in the letters of the law, that is a red card. Even though it's not a penalty, it's a free kick right outside the box. But now Atlanta down to 10 men, only 7 minutes gone in this fixture.
So a major disadvantage here early on as Bashti sent off in the 7th minute for Atlanta United 2.
Well, he has to be so disappointed. Only 5-6 minutes in, got put in a very awkward position. Saved a certain goal, or at least a clear-cut chance. But the consequence was him getting sent off.
So a major early disadvantage to the visitors as Lewis Hilton now will tee it up atop the box. Leo Fernandez rather right next to him.
Well, the angle sort of favors the left footer Leo Fernandez, but Lewis Hilton brought into this side for dead ball situations like this. But Drew, I have to say the ball is very, very close to the 18-yard line. It's so hard to get the ball up and over that wall and to dip down into the corner. Look for like a rocket of a shot to try and squeeze between the wall or go to the keeper's side of the goal. Let's see what they come up with.
So Lewis Hilton taken down, now trying to capitalize, get the Rowdies on the scoreboard early. Hilton, just over the crossbar, missed it by about 2 feet. Still the Rowdies with the early momentum.
Well, like we just spoke about, he just went for the power, too close of a distance to go up and over the wall. He went to the keeper's side, there it is. Trying to catch Ben Lundgaard on his side of the goal. Over the bar, goal kick.
Well, Atlanta head coach Stephen Glass told us we're not going to be intimidated coming into Al Link Stadium. They played so well here back last September, but in the 7th minute to be given a red card here to start the season, how huge is that?
Yeah, we just spoke about the temperature as well. It is so hot out there to go down a man at home in Al Lang Stadium where the Rowdies are just chomping at the bit to come out of the gates. It could prove to be a long night for Atlanta United.
Forrest Lasso anchoring the back this year for Tampa Bay. He'll be looked on for leadership. Goodrum comes away with it for Atlanta. Rowdy's able to get it right back. 10th minute here at Al Lang Stadium. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis. So excited you're here. About 150 fans also in the stadium with us tonight. And they will certainly be heard from throughout the match. Rowdies trying to orchestrate a shot here. And that's nice defense as Atlanta United able to take it away. Hit us up on Twitter over the next few hours. Be nice, of course, unless you're tweeting Ryan, and you can maybe let him know how you feel, right?
Go easy, everybody.
Ball played by Laurel.
Well, now that Atlanta's down a man, we talked about the press that the Rowdies and the pressure they're going to put on the ball. Now it's going to turn up a couple notches because of the extra player on the field.
Here's Jackson Conway. First chance and buried for Atlanta. Just like that, the visitors make an early statement.
Wow. Jackson Conway lifted his head up, saw Lauro just a couple meters off his line, and he let it fly. Dominic Aduro dispossessed. Conway looks up and from 30 yards out, buries it using the side of his foot, going for finesse, and he dinked it perfectly over Lauro. And against the run of play, it has to be said, Atlanta United to take a 1-0 lead and down to 10 men.
The Rowdies player is down. Fernandez, that golden left foot that he showcases so often.
Who can? The Samba man can. And Leo Fernandez getting his first crack at a dead ball here tonight.
4 goals last year, 10 assists to go with it. And player thrown down at the 6-yard box. Official quick to step in. You know, it takes incredible courage and incredible team to beat cancer. As a top-rated cancer hospital, Moffitt offers every resource available to help you win your fight. Visit Moffitt.org to learn more. That's Moffitt.org.
Looks like Atlanta United too. Now that everything is sort of settled down, is leaving Jackson Conway up there by himself. And they're playing more of a 4-5-1. Sorry, more of a 4-4-1. Now that they're down an outfield player.
Given that Atlanta, of course, on the road here, getting that first goal in the first 10 minutes, how huge is that here in the opener?
Especially responding right after Amir Bashti gets sent off.
Rowdies now, they're knocking on the door. Doumbia, more contact inside the box. 3 players collide, and we're going to need some help here as Lundgaard looked like he got the worst of it, the keeper. How about Doumbia, how active he has been here in the first 20.
He is so fast. Here he is off the blocks again. And what a tackle by Tubbs and Lundgaard, and looks like Doumbia steps on his back as well. So Lundgaard colliding with the center back Tubbs, and then Doumbia following through and treading on Lundgaard's back. And looks like Doumbia may have turned his ankle while doing that.
So Mustafa Doumbia comes from Phoenix Rising. They're right back tonight for Tampa Bay, his home debut. He's been flying around the pitch here so far. Well, the USL Championship back with 5 national TV matches as 2020 gets back underway. Action continues tonight on ESPN Deportes when Phoenix Rising welcome LA Galaxy 2 to Casino Arizona Field. That's tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. But again, Doumbia, kind of like the way he has come out for Tampa Bay.
Coach Collins said he played against him in England. So he's been around. Doumbia, 33 years old, but runs more like a 17-year-old. He's proving his worth already in the opening 20 minutes.
Tremendously fit, even after the quarantine. Obviously a good excuse for a player to not have his usual regimen, Ryan, but these players have done just an incredible job staying in tune, staying fit, staying engaged, and that's one thing that Neil Collins says. Just cannot say enough good things about the way this Rowdies team has not let the pandemic and the downtime, the quarantine, get the best of them.
Well, after the mini collapse at the end of last season, the Rowdies built on character. Coach Collins went out into the offseason and brought in high character players like the one you see on your screen right now, Forrest Lasso. And it showed up during this pandemic where they all gelled together on Zoom calls. They all boosted each other and motivated each other off the field to stay in good shape. So when they do actually get back together, they will have less time to get ready, but be in a good place fitness-wise.
You see on the far grandstand here at Al Lang Stadium all the flags that are set in those seats, and those are just remembering all the Rowdies fans who cannot be in attendance here tonight. Again, only about 150 fans allowed inside the stadium, and this Rowdies staff working around the clock to make sure that this is not just a game where you just close the stadium and play and business as usual and make believe that there's just no fans. They want to let the Rowdies Nation know that they are definitely remembered here tonight.
Well, it's definitely a Rowdy family, and it starts with the general manager, Lee Cohen. He and his family actually put together those flags piece by piece to make sure the fans are represented and to give this the atmosphere in Al Lang its due. So success trickles from the top down, And General Manager Lee Cohen at the helm of this Rowdies organization.
So far, the two new Rowdies, Lewis Hilton and Mustafa Doumbia, extremely active in the first 25 minutes. Hilton, nice passing. Tampa Bay trying to improve that connecting here in 2020. And that final third just disrupted a bit that time.
But when teams sit back in the final third, it's going to take some sort of gelling to play with quickness in the last third.
Tejada takes the shot, and this one just off the mark. Great save by Ben Lungard, who was ready for it.
Well, the Panamanian got a little bit of daylight. Juan Tejada. The defense backed off. Here he is, looks up, and gets it right on the laces. Just skims past that first post.
And it looked like Lungard got a piece, but he did not, in fact, as Tejada just misses on his first shot. And Lungard, 6'5", long wingspan. The Rowdies have to try and cope with here in the next 60 minutes plus.
Such a plus to have a goalkeeper, like you said, with that wingspan. You're going to have to come up with something special to beat him.
Early developments in this match. In the 7th minute, Amir Bashti sent off for the visitors. Atlanta playing with 10 men, but they have a goal to their credit thanks to Jackson Conway. And the Rowdies playing from behind here at home.
You know, in this 3-5-2 formation, you have to see the commitment of the wide players. We just saw Doumbia up in the right wing, creating crosses, creating havoc. And now he is tracking all the way back and intercepting a pass at the right back position. Here's Aaron Guillen playing where Caleb Richards played last season.
Guillen coming from North Carolina FC. Team that has certainly gotten the Rowdies' respect over the last few years. Always a very tough matchup. Scarlett now sharing with Aduro.
Guillen actually led North Carolina in interceptions last year.
Atlanta just kind of sitting back here at the moment, letting the Rowdies try and dissect their defense. And here's Fernandez trying to find an opening.
Well, the onus now is on the home team, who's down a goal.
Lewis Hilton trying to knife right through it. Ran into a wall that time.
Great defending. Great turn by Jackson Conway, but Forrest Lasso read it all the way.
The fact that the Rowdies have not had any friendlies coming up to tonight, no exhibition matches, how huge is that, especially in a come-from-behind scenario?
It's going to show up right here in this scenario, in the last third, where speed of play is so crucial to break down a team. Here you see it. It takes some familiarity. As we see Jan Ekra trying to find someone who's open. Players are sort of thinking about where's the next run. And it has to come of more of a reaction than thinking. And that only comes from repetitions.
Jan Ekra, key role for him this season. Andrew Tenari was such an exceptional player last year. And now it's Ekra. Can he stay on the field and stay healthy?
Well, just take your mind back to Jan Ekra in the opening games of the Rowdies season last year. Rowdies were on a tear, and Jan Ekra was starting every game and featuring on the defensive, in the center circle, and the offensive end for those games until he picked up an injury. So much is expected of Jan Ekra this year because of the performances he put in last season before that injury. And can I just say this, Jan Ekra, this is my tidbit on him, was the roommate of Karim Benzema, who's the French superstar who plays for Real Madrid. He was his roommate in the French under-20 team. So Jan Ekra, he knows somebody in high places.
Well, certainly. Tampa Bay coming back the other way. Here's Doumbia. Doumbia setting the early pace for the home side. Garrison Tubbs. And now Goodrum. And whistle blows. Ball will belong to the visitors. Should have at the 30th minute, at around that mark, a water break here tonight. As again, it is scorching here in the Tampa Bay area.
You said it, Drew, the water break for these players is so crucial. It is so hot out there. But that's not it. It's the fact that they've been isolated for such a long period of time. These players build towards something, build towards a target date. And that target date has been moved around and shifted around week in and week out. So now their fitness levels are not what it should be at this point.
Trying to lead Dumbaya. Good spot inside the 18. Puts it on the ground. Ball shot by Guenzati. First time Guenzati had a good look. Rowdies applying pressure now. Hilton got the tip. Back to Lundgaard. No damage done.
Well, because the Rowdies have that extra player in midfield, Sebastian Guenzati and the rest of the midfield players are finding Dumbaya on that right-hand side. Because the Atlanta is pinching in, Dumbaya is finding space on the outside. The delivery just has to be a little bit better, but that's going to come as the minutes pass.
Seba Guenzati in the running for the Golden Boot. Most of last season. Fourth season for Tampa Bay. He is El Capitan. 19 goals in 2019, a record-setting year.
What an opportunity to get a chance to watch him break that record last season. Just a joy. Plays so hard off the ball. Such an emotional leader for this Rowdies team.
Rowdies again with Tejada. This is Guenzati, sends it back. Aduro's got a cannon. Just a little bit wide. Missed it just wide right, but that is what Aduro does best.
Well, what a way to take us into the break. Dominic Aduro keying it up. The layback by the captain, and here's Aduro getting his laces on it, and it just swings by the outswinger. And could have been a deflection by Lundgaard. But I think it's going to be a goal kick, but that's what Dominic Aduro can give you if you back off of him. Here it is again in slow-mo. Right on the screws. Lundgaard, nope. No touch. But what a hit.
Well, an early goal scored by Atlanta United. Atlanta United 2, led by Jackson Conway early on. It was an early Rowdies mistake. And taking advantage, 36 with the run. Beautifully done.
Well, Aduro pickpocketed, and Jackson Conway with the best goal you're going to see in a very, very long time. 30, 35 yards out, looks up, and just dinks it over Lauro's head. And it's 1-0 to the visitors.
Much different circumstances here tonight for both sides. As the Rowdies coming in individually, arriving at the park about an hour before kickoff, and incredibly, it's the first time they've seen the inside of the locker room since March. You look around the stadium behind those bleachers and you see makeshift showers, tubs as well of ice that General Manager Lee Cohen and the staff put together here for Tampa Bay. Just incredible, the adjustments that have been made. Well, the USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in the spring of 2021. For more information, go to usl-academy.com or search #USL Academy on social media.
There's a big man at the back, Forrest Lasso, spoke about him at the beginning of the game. And Lewis Hilton, another newcomer on the ball, number 4. The orchestrator.
Now it's Dumbaya, former Phoenix Rising. Rowdies with good pace here. Dumbaya trying to get to that corner, put the Rowdies in position once again. He'll keep it. He looks like he is in mid-season form here thus far. Thrown down, official right in front of him. Does not blow the whistle.
Wow. Dumbaya losing possession. But number 30, Caleb Wiley, with a tricky move of his own on the left-hand side.
Jan Ekra, chance to turn and go for Tampa Bay. Ekra has such soft feet. So does Guenzati. Tejada, good separation. Trying to put it in position, and another Rowdies corner kick is coming up. The possession story so far in favor of Tampa Bay. They give the Rowdies a throw in there instead of a corner, but nearly 60%. And understandable given that, once again, Atlanta playing with only 10 men.
Totally took them out of their rhythm and their game plan. They are a high possession team, this Atlanta team. And because Amir Bashti got sent off, now it's 9 against 10 on the outfield. So the Rowdies are the ones dictating the pace, trying to claw their way back into this game.
Like what the Rowdies are trying to do, connect with Guenzati and Tejada. As Tejada will once again send it off a visitor, and it'll be another corner.
Well, give Atlanta some respect, though. They are congesting that final third of the field, forcing the Rowdies out on the wings, and telling the Rowdies, well, if you're going to score against us, you're going to have to beat us on the cross. The Rowdies need some more penetrative runs through the middle, just to try and thread it through, so players can get on one-on-one situations.
So Leo Fernandez with this Morgan Auto Group corner kick for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Ball is curling. Lundgaard, a good job fisting it out. Ekra will run it down. Ball will stay with Tampa Bay, as Aaron Guillen will throw it in. And on the far side, shaken up, maybe Jan Ekra. And he is holding that right ankle.
Well, this is the last thing Coach Collins wants to see. As we spoke about Jan Ekra before, here's a replay. Ball going out of bounds. He looks over his shoulder. And a tough tackle by Goodrum. That's going to leave a mark in the morning, Joe.
Yellow card worthy?
No, I think he got piece of the ball. It was an aggressive tackle. The intent was there, but I think he got piece of the ball.
Doumbia trying to slice through Guenzati with the shot. Lundgaard on his knees to deflect.
Well, those are the type of passes and the runs that the Rowdies need. Balls through the middle and cuts by Guenzati and Tejada, not out wide, but just diagonally right at top of the box. There it is. Now he gets a little bit of daylight. The shot at the near post, and Lundgaard with the easy save.
Rowdies continue to make noise here in the 37th minute. Trailing 1-0 here at home. Morgan Auto Group corner kick on the way. This one driven high. Rowdies trying to get that second touch on it. Instead, Jack Gurr comes away with it for Atlanta. And the Rowdies have just dominated possession over the past 10 minutes, especially. Atlanta will keep it here.
Looks like the referee is going to override the linesman's call. At first, the linesman pointed for Atlanta's possession. Looks like the referee had other thoughts.
If you are Neil Collins and the Rowdies right now, are you doing everything you should do given this point in the game? And of course, this your first match in 4 months.
I think you are, but you kind of want more from that number 10 position where Jan Ekra is playing. Neil Collins spoke highly about that position and wanting consistency in that area. And Jan Ekra just seems to be trying to figure out where to go. It's not an easy position. You have to sort of float around and find gaps. So the player almost has to figure it out as the ball is rolling around the pitch in the last third. And Jan Ekra, like we talked about, repetitions is going to build speed of thought.
Leo Fernandez now on the far side, so lethal coming off those turns. Jordan Scarlett switches the point of attack. Doumbia back to Aduro. Dom Aduro had that one great attempt about 5 minutes ago.
But with this back line sitting so deep, the Rowdies are going to have more opportunities shooting on top of the box. You just want to see Lewis Hilton in number 4, the newcomer, to get a crack on goal. He would like nothing better than have to have a shot 20 to 25 yards out.
Rowdies showing nice patience here. Tejada. And the 150 fans who are here in the park tonight certainly making their presence felt. Oh, nice give and go. Doumbia tries to sneak it in. Tejada getting physical. And once again, a whistle. And fans are not going to like that call. It looked like Tejada had every right to that ball that time.
Well, it was a savvy move by Madu Jadama, number 3 for Atlanta, and Juan Tejada showing up again in the box, hounding down the center back and doing what he does best, pressing high, pressing hard. But the referee thought it was too much contact on Jadama. There he is jogging it off. And a free kick for the center back and this Atlanta team. And a little bit of relief for the visitors who are absorbing so much pressure by this Rowdies team.
Getting used to some of these new Rowdy names here in the first home match of 2020. Who are some of the guys you think they're going to miss the most when you talk about Poku and Caleb Richards and Andrew Tenari, John McCarthy, another one who just had a huge role last year?
I think you hit the nail on the head. I mean, Tenari, Poku, and Caleb Richards, so hard to replace. McCarthy, of course, the MLS contract. But the guys we picked up, like Dumbaya on the ball right now.
Dumbaya sets it in motion, and again, Lundgaard fisting it out.
The replacements were hand-picked, like Lewis Hilton, to replace these players. And they come in with a lot of expectations.
Now the Rowdies, just want to remind everybody, are 1-0 on the season with that first win at New York. Special halftime coming up for you from Al Lang Stadium, as we'll go down on the field and hear from head coach Neil Collins. Also take you through the USL Championship format here in 2020. Different league alignment, playoff format put in place. And a look at the brand new USL Academy, plus highlights and stats here from Al Lang Stadium, downtown St. Pete. And brought to you tonight from Visit Tampa Bay. Visit TampaBay.com. Sure, and check it out. Rowdies trying to come from behind here. Tejada trying to chase it down. Caleb Wiley comes up with it for the visitors. And again, very calm Garrison Tubbs. Young man, only 18 years old. He has shown some game early.
He's been so good in this first half. Some goal-saving tackles and interceptions.
Next gear now for Atlanta United 2. Sent out, come back and get it. It's been a while since their last attempt. Coleman Gannon, right side, try and get a service in here. There it is, only one is there. He somehow gets a foot on it. Great effort. And I'll tell you what, Jackson Conway's a player.
Let me tell you something. After you score the type of shot that he did in the opening 5 minutes of the game, his confidence is so high right now. He'll try a scissors kick from the parking lot and hopefully get it on target. The acrobatic attempt we just saw.
Rowdies try and build from the back here in the 43rd minute. Should not have much extra time here at the end of this first half. Guenzati tries to sneak one through. There is Lewis Hilton, right back to Seba. Seba tries to sneak in, and Lundgaard waiting for it once more. Rowdies at the doorstep.
Well, El Capitan, you have to say it was a good chance. The newcomer, Lewis Hilton, just slipping into the space and puts a beautiful cutback into the path of Guenzati. And that first touch let him down, and give credit to Tubbs, number 28, with another goal-saving tackle. Because the Uruguayan was in on goal. And here he is on the ball again, Tubbs. Just getting his foot to it and disrupting the play.
This Atlanta roster full of talent, as they were last season. Conway, check that time, as the Rowdies now know that he is there at all times. And this one draws a whistle.
Well, it looks like Jordan Scarlett, the Jamaican, coming across. And he's trying to tell the referee it was shoulder on shoulder. But that was more of a shoulder on shoulder on NFL Week 7, Drew, rather than USL Championship Week 3.
You know, three guys, actually two that really come to mind that I remember from this Atlanta side last year. George Campbell, Lawrence White, both competing against Tampa Bay back in September, now on the first team for Atlanta United.
Well, we spoke about Stephen Glass and their ability to put the carrot in front of their players and they mean what they say. You will get promoted if you deliver the goods. And those players, like you just mentioned, they did exactly that. And they're having first team action now with Atlanta United.
Now Lewis Hilton. Doumbia, key in the charge here in the first half for the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Interesting to see Juan Tejada leaving that central spot and coming out wide. And Jan Ekra filling in to where next to Guenzati. Because of the extra player, there's less of a feeling of danger because Atlanta is so pinned back in their half. But Tejada you're almost playing it like with 3 forwards right now.
Lewis Hilton wondering where to go with it. Finds Guillen. Guillen a little indecisive that time. Will Wiley, player who we've not called often here in this first 45. And as you see, the 3 minutes of extra time here before intermission.
I think Will Wiley is a victim, as you see the 3-minute mark there for halftime. He's a victim of the downer player in this half. He would have fit right in with Coach Glass's possession game. But now it's more of a defensive, soaking up pressure sort of strategy.
Patience has been at a premium early on for this Tampa Bay Rowdies side. And clearly, that's the strategy from Atlanta up a goal. Force this Rowdies side made up of a lot of new players here in their starting 11. Try and make decisions and basically conform as a group.
Yeah, that takes time, Drew.
Another corner kick here brought to you by Morgan Auto Group. Brand new sponsor here in 2020 of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Leo Fernandez in position. Loaded halftime coming up. Let's see if the Rowdies can cash in a goal before we go to the locker room. Fernandez in a good spot. Oh, the header was right there, but just over Jordan Scarlett. Boy, he really elevated that time for the home side, and the Rowdies will get another chance.
Well, Scarlett crashing the first post, trying to get that first header on the ball. He did, but the last touch came off an Atlanta United head.
Morgan Auto Group corner again. Rowdies, another chance that time. Scarlett, and this one's going to go over to Atlanta.
And Scarlett again coming to the first post, trying to flick it on. But just couldn't get the height on the cross from Leo Fernandez. Samba man Fernandez hasn't had much of an impact in this first half. And I'm sure Coach Collins is going to address that at halftime.
He has become such a household name here for the Rowdies. Neither team has gone to the bench yet. But expect the second half to be a much different story. Again, 5 substitutes allowed as opposed to the usual 3 here in USL Championship. Ball sent up and across the pitch. This one is Doumbia. Along the touchline, could not possess it.
Great save by Doumbia, but that touch just let him down as he tried to evade Caleb Wiley on this right-hand side. But we just saw Fernandez with that cross. It was way too deep for the forward line.
So the first half concluded from here at Al Lang Stadium. An early goal by Atlanta United puts the visitors on the board 1-0. Rowdies a man up, however, with 45 and more to play. Halftime festivities coming up after this.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies?
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something? When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
Welcome to halftime, brought to you by Visit Tampa Bay as the Tampa Bay Rowdies host Atlanta. Drew Felios here, thrilled to be joined by the head coach of the Rowdies, Neil Collins. Coach, it has been such a trying time over the last 4 months for everybody in the entire Tampa Bay community, the country, and the world. But you specifically, what's been your most challenging thing to deal with during this pandemic?
Yeah, honestly, Drew, in the grand scheme of things, my challenges have been very small because I'm part of a great club with a great staff and great players. So I think it's just been the uncertainty that's been challenging for everyone. But here we are, we're back ready to play soccer thanks to the great staff and the great league we're in. So I'm really excited and we're ready to go.
Rowdies made great strides in 2019, Coach, advancing all the way to the quarterfinals. How can they take that next step and be even more special this year?
Well, that's the challenge. I wasn't satisfied last year, and I think we've added players with an excellent mentality to a group that we already were very pleased with. So I'm excited to see how this kind of new group, which is a new group, to see how they perform, and that's when I'm going to learn the most about them.
What do you want Rowdies fans to know, especially since most of them cannot be at Al Lang Stadium here tonight?
I think the Rowdies fans that are watching at home, and hopefully we're picking up some new fans this evening, is that these guys are always going to give 100% for the jersey. It's the biggest thing that we always look for. It shouldn't need to be asked for, but that's the one thing that we want to see. No matter what the circumstances, they're going to go out there and give it their all, and I expect them to show that tonight.
Finally, Coach, great teams need great players, and we've got one in Seba Guinzati.
Yeah, look, I agree. The best thing about Seba is the same as the rest of the guys. He's a team player. He's our captain, he's our top goal scorer, but we don't like to talk about individuals, and Seba epitomises that with his work rate for the team, and I'm sure he's going to lead the guys this season the same way as he did last year.
Coach Collins, thank you so much. Best of luck the rest of the night and the rest of the season.
Thank you. Thanks, Drew.
All right, Neil Collins, head coach of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Well, the present is here in USL Championship. The future can be showcased in USL Academy.
The USL is proud to bring professional soccer back into our communities and across the ESPN family of networks. Follow your local club and don't miss these exciting matches coming up on ESPN2 or ESPN Deportes.
Until recently, many youth soccer clubs in the U.S. existed independently from senior teams at both the professional and amateur levels. Many soccer communities didn't even have a local senior team their youth players could aspire towards. As the USL continues to grow and bring more senior teams to communities across the country, the USL Academy platform will build a bridge between youth and professional soccer. By driving collaboration between the local youth network and USL senior team, partnerships are formed, allowing for all organizations to work together in the best interest of long-term player development. Once that pathway is established, USL clubs will be able to field a reserve team, providing the top local high school age players a direct roadmap into the championship, League 1 or League 2 through participation in the new USL Academy League. For more information, visit usl-academy.com.
The USL is proud to bring professional soccer back into our communities and across the ESPN family of networks. Follow your local club and don't miss these exciting matches coming up on ESPN2 or ESPN Deportes.
Once again, a special thanks to Coach Neil Collins for joining us earlier in the day. Great stuff, Coach. As you look at the new alignments for 2020 here in USL Championship, some of the great teams of the West, like Sacramento, playing in that Group A. Los Dos also with Las Vegas Lights in B. And then you see Real, team that took it all in 2019 in Group C. Tampa Bay Rowdies, meanwhile, all the way down in Group H. Look at that Group E, though. Indy 11, Louisville. That is a really, really tough group. St. Louis as well. Birmingham, Charlotte, just above the Rowdies there in Group G. Keep in mind, the top 2 teams in every single group go on to play for a championship in the USL playoffs. There's the championship bracket, playing for it all here in the next few months. Several games in action and a big day for San Diego as they get a victory over the defending champions. Colorado and New Mexico in the first half. Scoreless, Indy 11 on top of St. Louis in the second half, 1-0. No score early on, El Paso and Rio Grande. And then you've also got Phoenix Rising and Los Dos playing right now, just 10 minutes in, still scoreless. Here it's 1-0, Atlanta United 2 over the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Much more halftime coming up in just a moment.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
This is my kind of happy hour.
My kind of joyride.
My kind of nightlife. Whether you're just finding your stride or making the golden years look good, Florida Blue goes beyond health insurance, investing in the health and communities of all Floridians, so you can feel good saying, that's my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
This is my kind of blue.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. Amanda Nunes wears hers with pride. From standing up for herself against the doubters, to being the only woman in her MMA training gym. Amanda refused to let stereotypes get in her way, whether inside the octagon or out. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
Tampa Bay is Florida's most ways to play. Plan your next adventure at Visit Tampa Bay. That's visitTampaBay.com, where treasure awaits. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis, welcome back to Al Lang Stadium. And an active first half, and definitely some huge developments early on between the Rowdies and Atlanta United too. As first, it was a takedown here. Lewis Hilton thrown to the ground. And Atlanta would go down a man, a red card issued in the 7th minute to Amir Bashti, giving the Rowdies an early edge.
Well, Amir Bashti got pickpocketed, and as a result, Lewis Hilton takes a free kick, tries to go to the keeper's side of the goal, and it whizzes over bar. But more importantly, Atlanta United down to 10 men, and Rowdies don't convert.
Rowdies trying to find the cohesion, and a giveaway led to the goal. This is Jackson Conway. What a play.
Well, Dominic Aduro getting dispossessed, and Jackson Conway, maybe the goal of the season right here in week 2. In week 2. A 30-yard dink over Lauro, and it is 1-0 Atlanta United.
Took the Rowdies a few minutes to sort of figure things out, and then some pretty good opportunities.
But they started to gel and back Atlanta up into their own half. Dumbaya on this right-hand side, got some passes into the box. Saber Guenzati shoots wide, but here they come again. Guenzati now looking for Dominic Aduro, and from 30 yards, just unleashes a thunderbolt that just whizzes past the post, but still no goal for Rowdies. Guenzati now with some daylight. The shot at the first post, snuffed out by Lundgaard. But these are the type of the runs that Rowdies need. Through the middle, not out wide. And that's when I get them back in the game.
Take a look at some first half stats brought to you by Visit Tampa Bay. Of course, the goal story belonging to Atlanta United 2, the 1 goal. Tampa Bay, though, dominating possession right now.
Well, they're upper man, and as a result of that, are taking control of the ball. 66% possession, but they have to start converting and making chances out of that possession. How is that done? Quicker play in the last third. That's going to create more opportunities for Tejada and Guenzati, and that's the only way they're going to get back on the score sheet this week. 7
corner kicks for the home side, and the Rowdies' upcoming slate looks like this. North Carolina at home, that a nationally televised game on ESPN2. Then 3 of the next 4 on the road: Birmingham, Miami, and Atlanta. Here we come. So Ryan Davis joins us now. Ryan, let's get you a little FaceTime here in the booth. We're so thrilled to have you again here for 2020. Just talk about the big keys in that first half, and in the second half, what adjustments do you expect to be made?
Well, first and foremost, Atlanta losing their player, Amir Bashti, in the opening couple of minutes, totally took them out of their game plan. Jackson Conway saved them with an absolutely brilliant goal. Now that created a whole new plan B for Atlanta United. Now they're sitting back, forming 2 lines of 4 in the back line and trying to soak up pressure. The Rowdies, on the other hand, who are rusty, just like everyone else, can't seem to coordinate in the last third. As a result, they can't break down the players and can't get golden chances on the other end. Now, in the second half, what I see, I think Coach Collins may bring in Guenzati into that number 10 position where Jan Ekra plays and bring in a third forward. Maybe Kyle Murphy, maybe Lucky Amkosana, who's a super sub off the bench, to try and get that third player up front to get a chance, convert, and get back in the game.
Good breakdown brought to you by Ryan Davis as you look at a gorgeous downtown St. Pete. If you have not experienced soccer at Al Link Stadium, when eventually things get back to normal, and we hope that's sooner rather than later, certainly there's probably no better place in the United States to watch a soccer match than this great venue. One of the great surfaces, playing surfaces in USL Championship. And tonight, the Rowdies faithful, the few that were allowed in attendance here, definitely making their presence felt. And a great job by the Rowdies staff, making them feel as welcome as possible. You see the masks covering the face of just about every person in attendance, and the flags that you see, the scarves around the necks, and the flags in the grandstands, Ryan, on the right side from our vantage point. You see some of the great themes that have been recognized here in the past by Rowdies fans, and those have been laid out. And General Manager Lee Cohen says that these banners are a way of remembering the great following that has been a part of our organization, and we want to let everybody know tonight we are thinking of you, and we wish that you all were here.
It touches on a topic that needs to be told and spoken about for this Rowdies organization. Such a rich history of soccer in this community. And just looking at the scarves and the banners, it just symbolizes what this community is about and how they are part of this club, and how the Rowdies in turn are part of the community. Just how a soccer club should be, Drew.
Only 150 people roughly in attendance. There's about 100 big bottles of hand sanitizer for every single one of these fans, trying to keep safety at a premium. Players entered the park individually here about an hour to an hour and a half before the match. And just a much different feel here tonight as Rowdies soccer and USL Championship soccer resumes. Credit to these players, these coaches, these organizations for taking the pitch once again. And the sports continues in this country, and some adjustments likely to be made here in the second half for Tampa Bay. Did see Jan Ekra go down hard in the first half, and I don't believe he is out there right now.
No, I'm seeing the dreadlocks of Lucky Mkosana playing up top. It looks like he's coming off the bench to provide, like we spoke about, that third forward in this Rowdies formation, trying to pin Atlanta back even more. Number 77, Lucky number 7. He's on the field to try and create an opportunity, get a goal himself. Just going back to Lucky Kosana last year, had a great goal off the bench against Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh, down 1-0. As we see Jordan Doherty comes in. Looks like he may have come in for Dominic Aduro. He's going to play in that defensive midfield spot alongside Lewis Hilton. Yeah, just going back to Lucky Kosana's ability to score off the bench. Just have such great offensive awareness. He knows what the game needs, and he's able to fill that role. That comes from experience and know-how. Some people say you just can't teach that, as they would say. And what a weapon to have off the bench for this Rowdies team.
So if you're keeping track for Tampa Bay, it's Mkosana in for Ekra and Doherty in for Aduro. Jordan Doherty touching for the first time. Jordan Doherty, midfielder out of Ireland, on loan last season from Norwich, but has now become a permanent Tampa Bay Rowdy, looking to take advantage of his opportunity as Guinzotti circles and gets it back to Lewis Hilton. This ball launched towards the goal and just over, as once again Lundgaard was tracking back. Ben Lundgaard under fire the latter part of that first half, and the way those substitutions work too during halftime, a little bit different this season.
Correct. Those substitutions, the teams still have 3 separate opportunities to bring in the rest of their subs. In the Rowdies case, that'll be 3 subs because you're allowed 5 at the beginning of the game. Doherty comes in, as well as Lucky Mkosana, so they're left with 3 subs. And Coach Collins and Coach Glass still has 3 opportunities to bring the remainder of their subs into the game.
Thrilled to have you with us tonight. Al Lang Stadium, the perfect setting. Rowdies trying to get a goal-scoring opportunity going here. Lewis Hilton. Ball skated past him, and now Atlanta possessing the other way with Goodrum. This is technically the restart of Tampa Bay Pro Sports. Busy sports down here with the Tampa Bay Rays, the Tampa Bay Lightning, their season put on hold. And then, of course, in the fall, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers waiting to play with their new quarterback, Tom Brady.
And what a response by this Rowdies organization, setting the template of how an organization is supposed to handle this COVID-19 situation in the restart of sports.
So a big night, a night that means a lot more than just soccer around the Tampa Bay area.
Correct.
Of course, 2 communities, St. Pete and Tampa Bay, the city of Tampa, both very tight-knit, especially when it comes to sports.
Just looking how the Rowdies are set up. Look at Lewis Hilton now in that number 10 spot. Needs to get on the ball here. Here he is.
Fernandez, nice 1-2. Leo tries to spring free, little daylight. Tries to take a shot through, and this one deflected. Lucky Mkosana there trying to help him out.
Well, as Lucky, Gwenzati and Tejada push forward, Lewis Hilton is going to push into that number 10 role, as we saw there. And Leo Fernandez linking up with the center midfield.
Well, this is a corner kick brought to you by Morgan Auto Group. Morgan Auto Group, proud sponsor of the Rowdies. 49th minute here. Tampa Bay still trying for their first goal. Rowdies don't quite have that big, huge target. I think Forrest Lasso is that guy. He is the Diakite of 2020. Manzati tries to get in position, flying through. Right there was, of course, Jordan Scarlett.
Jordan Scarlett, for the third consecutive corner since the first half, has crashed that near post. Let's see what he does again. Looks like Scarlett goes to the near post and Lasso goes to the last.
Another Morgan Auto Group corner. Fisted out by Lundgaard.
That was a great strong punch by Lundgaard. Took all the pressure off his defenders now.
Doherty puts it in motion. Far post. Good target for Hilton. And finally Lasso gets a good foot on it. And this is Tejada.
The Lasso providing such a big target in that box now. They're going to use him again.
Doherty once more. Oh, just a little bit high. Was trying to hit Leo Fernandez, who had a great header opportunity towards the goal. Well, Tampa Bay is Florida's most ways to play. Plan your next adventure at visitTampaBay.com. Visit TampaBay.com.
With this Atlanta backline sitting so deep, Jordan Doherty is going to have a lot of time to pick out his passes. Maybe one of the reasons why Neil Collins brought him in to replace Dominic Aduro. Seems to be.
In case you're just joining us, the visiting side, Atlanta United 2, playing with just 10 men in the 7th minute. Another star sent off, Amir Bashti. Rowdies have not been able to make them truly pay, though. Trailing for most of this match. Tejada taken down.
Number 9, Philip Goodman, again with a strong tackle for Atlanta.
Player goes down and the first yellow card issued. And rung up is going to be Jordan Doherty.
Well, the saying in his neck of the woods, Jordan Doherty being from Ireland, is get stuck in, which means put a hard tackle in. And it looks like Jordan Doherty did just that. Here it is. Caleb Wiley taking the brunt of the tackle. And as a result, Doherty goes into the referee's books.
So first discipline for Tampa Bay, Doherty, and the 52nd minute. We knew Atlanta would be very confident coming in here. They drawed here last time, back in September. And we've seen that confidence throughout this match. They've never really been rattled, even though the Rowdies have owned the time of possession.
Well, we saw Leo Fernandez just Gwenzati linking up with Nkosana in the last third. But again, the speed and then the strike of the ball just wasn't there. It really is knocking off rust as the minutes go by tonight.
This is going to be another whistle. Rowdy's a little frustrated at the moment. And let's see if Jordan Scarlett earns a yellow. Don't think so this time.
Just hearing the Rowdy faithful singing their songs, doing the best they can in this picturesque Al Lang Stadium.
Atlanta defense has been intact. They've bent, but they have not broken. Nkosana trying to disrupt.
And there's that high press again. The throw goes to Atlanta this time. But the Rowdies have to come up with just a second gear, a little extra energy, just to dispossess this Atlanta team in an awkward position to create a chance, to get a clear-cut chance.
Rowdies win it back. Guillen will track back for Tampa Bay. Forrest Lasso a little bit quiet in his Rowdies home debut.
So as this ball goes from left to right, we see Wanta harder pulling off now. Coming deep, getting hold of the ball. It just doesn't seem to be that player. Lewis Hilton is slowly going to that number 10 position. Doesn't seem to have that sort of presence.
Fernandez, line drive. Nobody does it better than Leo. Picked up and shot way over Doherty. That a moment where maybe you just notch it down just a little bit.
Looks like Jordan Doherty, he is showing his intent in this game. Getting right up into the mixer, intercepting, getting a shot off, but he went for a goal kick.
Well, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation, as Select the official ball supplier of USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For latest Select products and Select special offers, visit SelectSportAmerica.com. That's SelectSportAmerica.com. Jack Kerr tosses it in.
That's exactly what the Rowdies want from Atlanta. They don't want Atlanta to have any sort of possession, to take a break mentally. They want to keep the ball, make Atlanta move from side to side, keep them in motion.
Good pace here from the Rowdies. Emko Sana. Oh, just thought about it a little too much that time, but he's able to get it back. Lucky Emko Sana, the dynamic scorer. Into the game here in the second half for the home side.
And the touch of Lucky Emko Sana is one of someone who's still in the off-season. He has a heavy touch right now. As the players played into him, into the box, he's taking 1 to 2 touches to try and control it. And his pass is a little bit off. Neil Collins a little bit concerned on the sideline.
Coach Collins told us how he believes this squad here in 2020 is going to be, he hopes, a little bit more mentally tough than that squad was last season. As good as it was a year ago. Those key moments, Ryan, especially when you're on the road, when you need those big-time players to step up in those big-time situations. He thinks this squad has perhaps a better chance to do that.
Yeah, when we asked him the reasons for picking up these players in the off-season, he mentioned first and foremost it was to be mentally strong, to be mentally tougher in those big spots as the season winds down, to still have that second gear.
Leo Fernandez, so good with the ball at his feet. Leo, second try off the rebound. Airmails at that time.
Well, Leo Fernandez using that skill to try and off-balance the Atlanta defense. We give Atlanta some credit. They stayed disciplined, stayed in front of him. And Coach Stephen Glass has to be happy with his Atlanta outfit right now.
Yeah, he told us earlier in the week, he said, we want to spoil the Tampa Bay party. We know that Al Lang Stadium, the fans that are in attendance and around the community, how eager they're going to be for this match. Very confident that his side could accomplish what they've set out to do. So far, so good.
I want to talk about the depth of this Rowdies team as well. Things weren't working out as well for Jan Ekra in that first half. In steps Lucky Emko Sana.
Here's Hilton. Rowdies trying to pick up the pace, and right now, that final third, just struggling to get there.
Correct. Just that's going to take time. Lots of practice and also repetitions on the field. As the season goes by, just like last season, the Rowdies are going to get faster in the last third.
Substitution coming on for Atlanta United 2. That's Abdoulaye Diop. Had a chance to see this young man play for Eastern Florida State College. And he played for one of our Rowdies guest commentators, Oliver Twelvetrees, who took your place last year for 1 week. Oliver taking his talents onto the college game, and first substitution tonight, Caleb Wiley comes out for Atlanta, but welcome Diop, and obviously a very talented player.
Could we get Oliver on the line to get the scouting report on Diop, like now?
Yeah. Right, it just feels great to be back. here at Al Lang.
Just to see the yellow and green hoops again, just what a morale booster for this community. Tough times for everyone in the COVID environment, and to have sports back in the Tampa Bay area, what a joy.
Guenzati trying to turn now. Fernandez. Lewis Hilton, the newcomer in the group, and Hilton will throw it in for Tampa Bay on the near side. Jordan Doherty.
One of the disadvantages of playing so deep in somebody's half, there's very little room to run. You can't get much momentum to pass the ball into space. Everybody's a little bit flat-footed, which makes it very easy for the back line to defend. Not much motion, as they say.
Guillen sends it in. Guenzati makes a decision at his feet. Switches the point of attack. Doherty slides it. Doumbia now inside the box. Rowdies with another chance. Amkosana ducking down that time, and now Atlanta able to come away with it. You see the build-up. It's getting better step by step.
But getting the ball out to Doumbia with all the white shirts into the box is playing right into Atlanta's hands. Playing the ball on top of the box, playing 1-2s and running off the ball is what a defense hates. If you go out wide and they stay congested, it plays right into their hands, the center-back's hands. Let's see what Doherty does now.
Time and space there for Jordan Doherty, and there should be 11 on 10. Tampa Bay a man up here in the 61st minute. Rowdies will send one in. Tejada right there. Rowdies wanted some contact. Amkosana! Score!
Well, it's one Tejada on the right-hand side. Who was going to step up? Who was going to deliver the pass? The Panamanian did. He pulls out wide, and the super sub himself, Lucky Amkosana, lucky number 7. 77 this time. Here's the Fox in the box, showing up right across into the mixer. Amkosana goes to the near post, gets a foot on it, and just squeezes it past Lundgaard. And just sneaks it past Chadama and Lundgaard. Doesn't matter how it goes in, but it goes in. Rowdies 1, Atlanta 1. We have a new game.
Lucky Amkosana lives up to his name, right through the elbow of Ben Lundgaard. And the Rowdies have pulled level.
Just like he did in Pittsburgh last year on the road, coming up with a big equalizer that proved to be a valuable point for the Rowdies. The super sub comes on, takes advantage of this tired Atlanta's defense. And finally, one goes in for the Rowdies. Now, what does Atlanta do? They've been leading since the 8th minute, and also down a man since the 7th. The score is now tied at 1. Do they go back to plan A, get possession and move up the field, or continue to defend?
And another change for Tampa Bay. Kyle Murphy checks in for his home debut. And heading out will be Juan Tejada. Tejada, oh, what a job he did. Not just a goal scorer, he can be a facilitator like he was right there.
Well, showing up for passes is part of the trick. And him pulling off of defenders and staying in motion creates space. He got the space, he turned and put the ball in the danger area. And the poacher of goals, Lucky Amkosana, was there to finish it.
So a new game just like that. Definitely an uphill climb for the Rowdies. More contact, and we have got a whistle. Rowdies will take over near midfield. Don't miss a minute of action in 2020. Sign up today. Get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for your team and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and stories. Plus, get reminders on your team's next match. Go to ESPN.com now, click follow for your club. Rowdies send it in again. Tampa Bay all of a sudden feeling the momentum. Amkosana will track it down, and here's Leo Fernandez. Hilton switches the point of attack, and all of a sudden some very wide spaces opening up all over the pitch for Tampa Bay, and that service right now is working.
Well, belief in sports goes a long way, and this Rowdies team now has belief. And here's in number 9, Kyle Murphy. If you were thinking Neil Collins was going to sit back on a 1-1, he throws his big number 9 on the pitch and is going for the jugular. At home in Alang, week number 2 against Atlanta United. There's blood in the water, and Kyle Murphy is coming to feed.
Rowdies have stayed patient all night long. Scarlett. And now Tampa Bay with another service. This one fisted out by Lundgaard. Probably should have gathered it in that time because Tampa Bay now has another chance. Aaron Guillen trying to become a target. Fernandez, look at the attention. 4 players around Leo. Sets up an opening right there, and Kyle Murphy nearly scored his first Rowdies goal.
Well, very few players can create space out of nothing. Leo Fernandez, the bird on the string, uses that cultured left foot just to find just an inch of room and whips across in, and Kyle Murphy, the newcomer, just couldn't get a good header on it. Goes out wide, goal kick Atlanta. And a chance for the white jerseys to catch their breaths.
Kyle Murphy, in his first season with the Rowdies, comes from Loudoun United. You know, they had such a tough inaugural season in USL Championship, but he was one of the true workhorses for that club, and he is going to be a welcome addition.
Yeah, he had 13 goals in 27 starts for Loudoun United last year. 13 goals as a number 9. That is something any team can use. And it also creates a competitive atmosphere in that front line. Coach Collins made it very clear. Gwenzati, Tahada, M. Kosana, they're all going to have to play for their pick with the number 9 in town now.
Doumbia, what an engine he has been tonight. Doherty, Rowdies distributing well, taken away though beautifully. Abdoulaye Diop with the fresh legs, and Lewis Hilton comes up to commit the foul.
Well, Lewis Hilton is lucky not to get a yellow card there. Diop got by him, and Hilton just threw himself behind him to slow down the counter-attack, and the referee being very lenient.
And predictably, Garrison Tubbs down on the pitch right now. Again, very hot and humid. And these players, I'll tell you what, I've been very impressed by the pace tonight. I did not think we would see players playing this fast in their first live action here in 4 months.
Just speaks to how professional this USL Championship League is. These players are ready by themselves, waiting for the opportunity. So there's not much of a drop in standard when the whistle finally blows. They're already playing at a high standard. It just shows all the work they did on their own to get ready for this moment. And Tubbs, who's had such a great game, is now feeling the effects of playing down to 10 men on a muggy summer night in Florida.
The USL Championship is back with 5 national TV matches as this season back underway. Action continues tonight later, 10 p.m. ESPN Deportes. Phoenix Rising welcomes LA Galaxy 2 to Casino Arizona Field. That's tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN Deportes. Level at 1 here in Tampa Bay. Drew Felios, Ryan Davis, and our phenomenal crew from Al Lang Stadium. Doumbia to toss it in for Tampa Bay.
The Rowdies have 23 more minutes to break Atlanta United down again. Let's see if United have enough legs left in them to defend this.
Here's Guillen. He'll send one on with the left foot. Rowdies positioning Lundgaard on his game. Able to knock that one down.
Well, the crosses seem more accurate now, especially from Leo Fernandez, which is going to make it a lot harder for this team to sit back with players like Murphy in the box.
Kosana has shaken this game up for Tampa Bay. Wearing number 77, another player down for Atlanta. And it's set here for another substitution. as Amadou Maki Diop gets set to check in for Atlanta United 2, and Conway, the lone goal scorer tonight for the visitors, heads out.
Jackson Conway with a spectacular strike to give them a lead and keep them in the game, it must be said. He did his job tonight.
And they'll go to the bench once again. Johnny Fortune also coming in. You know it's a hot night when the players that are coming in are already soaking wet.
Just standing up watching the game, yeah. It is a muggy Florida night in the middle of July.
See how much that stamina comes into play the rest of the way. About 21 minutes left in regulation time. Keep in mind the Rowdies up a man here in their home opener. Tampa Bay with a good chance here. Kyle Murphy, just as he turns, has it poked away.
Well, Murphy lost his footing there, but it shows how the Rowdies still have an extra step because they've been playing with 11 men compared to Atlanta's 10 for most of the game. They're the ones with possession. They're the ones delivering the body blows for the last 15 minutes. This Atlanta team is starting to wear down.
Guanzati trying to chase it down in the corner. Can't quite keep it alive.
A good job by Coleman Gannon to screen that ball off and keep possession for Atlanta. Number 26, Coleman Gannon, 17 years old, from Atlanta, Georgia. He was a sub in the opening game and gets a start tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be such an interesting next few months with what is going to be a sprint to the postseason. Aaron Guillen and the Rowdies, a very short season. Best two teams in each division will make the playoffs. Not much margin for error, being that the season is so short.
You have to get onto your marks as quick as possible, but you also have to play basics. When you complicate things in such a short period of time, errors can be made. I think the basics have to be covered and reiterated in practice every day, so the players can just simplify things when they get into game day. Just don't make it too complicated because it's such a short season.
Scarlett sends it in for Tampa Bay. The ball will head over. And it'll be a goal kick coming up for Atlanta United 2.
Jordan Scarlett from Montego Bay. Have you ever been to Montego Bay, Drew?
Have not. Do I need to go?
You do. It is spectacular. The north coast of Jamaica. Beautiful place. And this leader of men that came into this team. What a welcome addition it is to the back line, Jordan Scarlett.
Atlanta trying to mount a run of their own. They have not had many since early in the first half, and that lone goal by Conway. Again, the passing not crisp. Tampa Bay trying to take full advantage.
Tired legs for Atlanta. Passes are off. That's purely on fatigue.
Fernandez with Guanzati all getting a touch, and now Hilton. Jordan Doherty sends it far. And this is Doumbia. What a night he has had for the home side. Rowdies trying to get another service in here. Inside the box now. Left-footed shot on it. Just a little bit wide.
Oh, just a bit of trickery in the last third. Exactly what the Rowdies needed. Kyle Murphy showing he is two-footed. Showed the defender his right foot. Came on his left. And just trying to chip it into that last post. An audacious attempt by a number 9. And you expect that from your number 9 in the box.
Well, Rowdies fans, you can follow the Rowdies and the rest of USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and much more. Join the nearly 8 million sports fans already discovering ESPN Plus and watch the USL Championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. 73rd minute. Doumbia with a tremendous debut for the home side. Stamina clearly in the Rowdies' favor. Playing up a man for pretty much the entire night. Can they cash one in here late? Guillen gets it ahead to Leo Fernandez. Leo, he can go to his right as well. That's what makes him so dangerous.
Now here's Lewis Hilton just picking out passes now.
Get one inside the box. Good opportunity there. Guenzati just could not square it up.
Well, lucky Kosana, Kosana pulling out wide this time, sort of torpedoes it in the box. And El Capitan just couldn't get over it. And that was a chance for the Rowdies right by that penalty spot. And you expect a class player like Guenzati to at least put that on frame.
It's those chances just like that have just been a little bit off that in the months of September and October, that's not going to be the case.
Those are the ones you have to convert.
And Kosana converting the Rowdies' only goal. Doumbia. Now look at him surge forward. And this is it going to be a corner kick? Let's see. He was pressed against the end line that time.
Well, Doumbia making his Al-Lang debut. Just lost the battle against that billboard. There he is getting squeezed to the byline. Great tackle in the end.
Right on that Big Storm Brewing Company sign.
I think the tackle by the Big Storm Brewing Company billboard was better than the Atlanta United.
Well, I'll tell you what, that Big Storm Brewing area in the corner of Al-Lang Stadium, one of the best places to hang out during a Rowdies home match as we've reached our second water break here. And there you see, that's just a great creative job done by the Rowdies staff. Of course, no fans can be in that area tonight, but still, why not some makeshift mannequins?
Drew, if I'm not mistaken, that looks like your brother over there in Big Storm Brew area.
Well, we've had a couple goals, one for either side here tonight, an early Rowdies giveaway. And look at Jackson Conway taking the early advantage for the visitors.
And a goal for the ages. Sees Lowry off his line, and the chip was just elegant. What a goal for week number 2 in this USL Championship. Jackson Conway, remember the name.
Rowdies would spend the next 40 minutes chipping away, and finally lucky Kosana finds an opening.
Gets his boot right in front of the defender, Madhu Jadama, and in between Lungard, and it was just enough to get over the line. 1-1.
Total shot domination from the home side.
17-2. Have to look at the quality of shots, though. Some of them were backed off 20 to 30 yards out, what Atlanta wanted. Also pushing the Rowdies out to the sides, making them a little bit redundant, a little bit impotent. But the runs through the middle are the chances that are most effective.
Another change about to happen here in the 77th minute as Sebastian Dahlgaard coming in for Tampa Bay. So Dahlgaard, another new player, hails out of Denmark, 5 goals last season for Hartford Athletic, another expansion side here in USL Championship.
Can we just take our hats off to Mustafa Doumbia? Al-Lang debut tonight, and he ran his socks off on that right midfield. Now Dahlgaard, like you said, a Dane, quick off the dribble, offensive, looking to create havoc whenever he gets the ball on that right-hand side. There's Doumbia, the veteran, 33 years old, from Sierra Leone. And he put in quite a shift tonight.
Well, the USL's elite pre-professional platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer, bringing together top local youth talent. Follow the success of the first Academy Cup events. Clubs can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off spring 2021. For more info, go to usl-academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. Buckle up for the final 13 minutes and change here from downtown St. Pete. Drew Felios and Ryan Davis, Tampa Bay Rowdies in the familiar green and gold. Atlanta United 2 in the all-white. Level at 1. Doherty trying to send it forward, nobody home. And it's plays like that, perhaps a little more control from the youngster. I think what the Rowdies staff is looking for here in 2020.
Especially in the 78th minute, where a lot of the players on the field are so tired. Have to be a little bit more careful with your passes, Jordan Doherty. I know the intention is there to try and create a play, create a chance. But in the 70th minute, just have to be a little bit more mindful of the receiver of the ball. But what a debut year he had last year for the Rowdies.
So changes abound here late in this match as Daniel Steedman, Scotsman, looks to be the next to check in here, and Garrison Tubbs, who has played his heart out here tonight, will finally get a break.
Well, Coach Collins, after the performance of Tubbs tonight, has to be licking his lips if Tubbs comes off, because he has had a number of goal-saving tackles and has disrupted enough plays back there to throw the Rowdies off of their pedestal tonight. Looks like he's feeling the effects of 79 minutes of being down a player in this Florida heat.
Only 18 years old is Garrison Tubbs. What a player he is going to be. Talk about Atlanta, Georgia, the entire Georgia area. You know, I talk a lot about Tormenta FC down in South Georgia.
You do.
Building a factory there.
Yes.
But I'll tell you what, Georgia just breeding some great players in USL and MLS. And there's another one right there.
You know, for American soccer fans, there's nothing like watching USL Championship soccer. There's so much young talent out there. The next generation of US soccer players right here on your screens on ESPN+.
68% possession tonight for the home side. And we showed you the shot story. The Rowdies, we talk about those two numbers, cannot really play much better. Can they cash in another goal here, though, and earn 3 points?
Oh, nice feet by Dalgard.
Dalgard with those fresh legs. And now Lewis Hilton. He's played well tonight. Guillen, can he do something with it? Leo Fernandez getting better as this game has gone along. Doherty, calm that time. Able to keep possession. Goes down. Referee not going to award him the call.
Well, it sounded like a free kick, but the referee just not buying Doherty. Seems like he went down way too easy. He's had a tough decision tonight, sending off Amir Bashti, the number 10 for Atlanta, in the first 5 minutes of this match. Not easy for a referee, but the call was correct. A clear goal scoring opportunity for the Rowdies. Bashti used 2 arms to pull back Lewis Hilton, and left the referee no choice but to give him an immediate red card. Oh, by the way, which is going to have a 2 to 3 game suspension in this already shortened season.
Dalgard works his way around a defender. Now with the cross. Oh, Fernandez able to get a foot on it. Not much control, though, that time. And we'll play through here in the 82nd minute. Amadou Maki Diop, forward. Great individual skill. Nobody back for Tampa Bay. And he'll misfire. To the right, Evan Laura will hurry things up.
Well, what an exhibition of skill on both ends. It started off with Dalgard on that right. And there's Diop coming on. The big number 7, just beautiful footwork to give himself some room. In the end, the shot left a lot to be desired, but to create the space was brilliant.
Now it's Doherty. Rowdy's just waiting for that perfect window to open up. Dalgard, oh, he is really shown some moves coming in off the bench late. A nice spark for Tampa Bay as they will get another Morgan Auto Group corner kick out of this.
Well, the scouting report on the Dane is nifty footwork and looking to dribble. And the number 23 has come in here with that intent, trying to create something, exactly what the Rowdies need right now. Somebody to create off that dribble and create space for others.
Leo Fernandez, nice and high this time.
Well, Drew, the problem with the nice and high, it gives Lundgaard way too much time to come out and get his fist on it. You want to see that delivery just a little bit lower and a little bit with more crisp behind it. Lower and harder, basically.
Lewis Hilton distributing. And now it's Guillen. Guillen finds Fernandez. Leo Fernandez. The ball just did not go with him.
Leo Fernandez finding a pocket of space there. Just couldn't make the most of it.
Taken away by Lasso. Lasso coming up, making a play for the Rowdies. Leo now trying to push forward. Lots of traffic, though, in there. And just not enough green and gold bodies getting back down.
Well, what an opportunity. Fernandez doing a great job defensively to press and win the ball. But you're just looking for that speed of thought, that reaction by the Rowdies in the last third to then create a chance. And it's just not there just yet. Lundgaard is having a number of great saves tonight. I tell you what, the GM of this club putting together an ice tub for each of these players. It is going to be used tonight, just let you know.
For sure.
There's going to be a queue to get into those tubs.
Rowdies here in the 85th minute. The 150 fans in Al Lang coming alive as much as possible. Hilton shifting it now. Fernandez one-on-one. Such great skill. Can't shake a defender. Hilton gets it back. And now the Rowdies will work once more. Lots of time and space for Scarlett. Can he take advantage? Tries to go to his right. Dalgard trying to keep it in. Service nice. Header just a bit high. And that was Guenzati.
Well, the fresh legs of Dalgard sort of covering Scarlett's errant pass. Here's Scarlett, just way too long, but Dalgard's fresh legs gets it, gets around the ball, and puts it right on the penalty spot where he's supposed to put it, and Guenzati had to header it from behind, going in the opposite direction. Always a tough task.
I'll tell you what, this is a little before your time here, Ryan, but the best passer that I've ever seen was Marcel Schaefer, live for the Rowdies. And there have been many who have tried to duplicate. Not quite like him.
Few and far between, Drew.
Oh, man, those crosses were devastating. Hilton now will place it down for Tampa Bay.
Now, don't rule out Lewis Hilton having a crack here. The center backs are up in position, but the number 4 may have an attempt here. We'll see.
Ben Lundgaard in goal for Atlanta United 2. It's ball driven. It's got some curl to it. Straight on. Scored! Rowdies will end. It's Leo Fernandez.
Well, Lewis Hilton provided the service rather than the shot. He put it into the big guy, Forrest Lasso, at the far post. And Leo Fernandez, the Samba man, on the end of it, and gives Rowdies a well-deserved lead. Here's Hilton, swerves it in, the header right into the mix-up. Lundgaard with a piece, and Leo Fernandez to clean it up. Keeper gets a hand to it, but only to the number 11, and with the outside of the left foot, scores the easiest of goals this season. Rowdies 2, Atlanta United 1.
Absolute chaos created in front of goal by the Tampa Bay Rowdies, and that guy right there, Leo Fernandez, his second goal in this young season that feels old, but it is still young, keep in mind. And the Rowdies up 1 and on the brink of 3 more points.
Well, we see the cramps setting in, and Leo Fernandez taking advantage of the fatigue of this Atlanta United team. Great service by Lewis Hilton. Forrest Lasso throwing his body behind it, getting the header, putting the ball right in the 6-yard box. There's nothing much the keeper can do. It looks like the captain, Madu Jadama, is feeling the effects like the rest of the Atlanta players.
Well, Jadama, he has played his heart out here tonight. We asked head coach Stephen Glass of Atlanta, are you concerned about the heat, the stamina of your players coming in here to Al Lang? He said, Drew, it's hot here in Georgia also. Maybe not quite as hot as it is in Florida, but we're used to the heat as well.
Yeah.
And they may be used to it, Ryan, but clearly you see the effects here as we approach the 90th minute.
Playing down against a quality team, probably the best team in the group that they're going to have to play in the Tampa Bay Rowdies, who are so an experienced team, who are willing to control the game and wait for their chances. It just wore this Atlanta United team out. They did the best that they could. And after a while, the wheels start coming off of the car, off of the wagon. And this is what happens.
Talk about that stamina. I mean, if it's 11 on 11, that makes such a big difference, doesn't it?
Yes, it's mano a mano. Now you're covering space rather than covering a guy. And when you have to react to another team's possession, it just takes so much out of you mentally of reacting rather than you the one instigating, you know?
Lakawecki gets set to check in for the Rowdies. That's Max Lakawecki back here with another stint for Tampa Bay. One of the fan favorites, Leo Fernandez, about to get a much-needed break. And we have got some little extracurricular going on here. It's got a little chippy, a little salty here late.
Looks to be Philip Goodrum from Atlanta United and Leo Fernandez, who gets a parting gift from the referee. Philip Goodrum, the number 9, has showed he can be a little bit chippy with the tackles for Atlanta. He's a very committed and hard-working number 9 player for this Atlanta United team. And it looks like Leo Fernandez and him had some words and some shoves as Fernandez left the pitch.
So welcome back, Max Lakawecki. Coming in for Leo Fernandez. What is his role here the rest of the way for Tampa Bay? Obviously, just get in the way, play defense.
He's going to play almost as a left back rather than a left midfielder. He's going to bring some more defensive qualities, fresh legs, and try to congest the Rowdies' defensive third of the field. Here he is now.
Pretty good looking ball that time. And we're still waiting for the extra time number, if not fully received it just yet. So in the 92nd minute here, Rowdies closing in on what would be their second victory of the season. Loro not challenged much since conceding that first goal in the first 10 minutes. And Kosana, defender goes down. Open field now for Lucky to work with. Along the end line. Rowdies always dangerous there. Guillen. Rowdies got to be careful. This Atlanta team, they can counter quickly. And going down hard is Mackie Jop.
Well, they saw what Jop can do when he gets some momentum, so they tried to stop him in his tracks sooner rather than later. Jop was a little bit frustrated, but that's all part of the game in this level.
And usually the extra time would come from that fourth official, Ryan, but that fourth official nowhere to be found here tonight.
Maybe he has a cramp as well.
Coming up now is Loro, trying to preserve 3 points for Tampa Bay, just does the safe thing and falls on it. And Rowdy fans right behind him showing their appreciation. And the home debut of Evan Loro. What a great 2020 he is going to have ahead of him. Lakawecki near handball. And a late whistle, we'll call it here.
Just going back to Evan Loro. Big shoes to fill as we see Lakawecki coming in, doing his job, disrupting things. But he's going to have such big shoes to fill with McCarthy. But Evan Laura is such an experienced goalkeeper, only 24 years old. He's logged over 7,000 minutes between the sticks.
It's pretty incredible.
That is. I did the math, Joe. I did the math. Yes, I did, in my head. And it's 116 hours in between the posts.
6 minutes of extra time. We're halfway through that. Here in the home opener at Al Lang Stadium, and first match in 4 months. Lakawecki again, just getting in the way, making things difficult for the visitors.
Stop the cross, stop the service. That's rule number one if you play out on the wings. Don't have your center backs just sit there and try to defend the crosses.
Emko Sana scored the first goal for the Rowdies. What a spark plug he is to this home side. Now Jack Gurr on that far side. And Atlanta will throw it in quickly. Rowdies will sit back here. There's big reason for the Rowdies' success also. Sebastian Dahlgaard, the midfielder. Key minutes here in half number 2. Jop will switch the point of attack. Still some time here for Atlanta to work with.
Players going down with fatigue and cramps. 6 minutes seems accurate for time added on.
Guantari keeps it alive. Good ball control for El Capitan.
Oh.
Lakawecki watches it go out of bounds. And now if you're Atlanta, time really, really precious. Maybe 1, possibly 2 attempts left. They've got a big size advantage on the pitch, Ryan. You think maybe they try and get airborne here?
Diop, the number 7, is well over 6 feet, and there he is, trying to make use of that frame, trying to have him knot it down.
Guenzati tripped up. And actually that was number 9, Kyle Murphy, that time going down for the Rowdies, and this will be a yellow.
Looks like the cramps setting in here as the inevitable yellow card is going to be delivered.
Well, those tubs that you talked about, those homemade tubs, courtesy of General Manager Lee Cohen, created for the Rowdies, are definitely going to get their use here after tonight.
You think it's a chance we could ask Mr. Cohen if we could get a chance after the players get into that tub? It's so hot here in Al Lang.
Once again, the home atmosphere here at Al Lang Stadium, created by this Rowdies staff. And what a fantastic job they did. And I guarantee you there's going to be teams around the USL Championship that are going to try and duplicate this environment, this atmosphere.
I think you have to. The Rowdies have completely stepped up and shown the rest of the championship, not only USL Championship, other sporting clubs and franchises, how things are going to be done during this COVID environment. And hats off to the Rowdies management group.
One more look at it. That's Will Riley. Just got a toe on Murphy that time. I don't know if this is going to be a card. He's got it in his hand. Has not fully worked it just yet.
He's very tactful. He's waiting for Mr. Riley to get on his feet and deliver the yellow card. Very nice of Mr. Referee. And Will Riley, so much talent and promise for this Atlanta United midfielder. US Atlanta grown midfielder. Didn't have much to do tonight offensively because of being down to 10 men. And Kyle Murphy, the number 9, coming in to cause havoc on the pitch and to cause competition off of it for the Rowdies. Coach Glass very impressed with this midfielder, and Murphy putting another good shift tonight.
Scarlett sends it down. Emko Sana tied up. The Tampa Bay Rowdies have come back with a vengeance here in 2020. First game in 4 months, and they take care of business. 2-1, the final score from Al Lang Stadium. We're back with the postgame and wrap this one up when we come back.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies?
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something? When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
2-1 the final score. Tampa Bay Rowdies victorious over Atlanta United 2. And what a night it was. Highlights came early and often in this hard-fought battle at Al Link Stadium. Takedown early, and Amir Bashti would be sent off in the 7th minute. He hits the showers, but Atlanta does not let it affect them as they get a takeaway here, and this is Jackson Conway making the Rowdies pay.
This possession, and Jackson Conway says, I'll do the rest. A 35-yard dinger from outside. Evan Lauro, no chance, and it's 1-0 to the visitors.
Just a beautifully placed ball. Atlanta would have the advantage until the second half when Juan Tejada would find Lucky M. Kosana. How does that get through Lungard?
Well, movement from the Fox in the box, creates some space, back into the mixer, and lucky number 7 does the rest.
Then it was Lewis Hilton putting it in motion. Chaos in front of the box. Leo Fernandez, Johnny on the spot.
Johnny on the spot is right. Lungard does a great job getting his hands hit. But the Brazilian tucks it away, number 11, with his 2nd goal of the season. And what a time for him to get that 2nd goal.
Upcoming matches for the Rowdies. They'll host North Carolina FC on national TV on the 17th. And then 3 of the next 4 on the road. Birmingham, Miami, Atlanta. The Rowdies coming to your neighborhood. Hope you enjoy it. The Rowdies get a big win over Atlanta United 2, the final 2-1 for Ryan Davis and our phenomenal TV crew here in downtown St. Petersburg. I'm Drew Felios, happy that USL Championship Soccer is back. So long from downtown St. Petersburg.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.